What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Play with CJ. Obviously, the big question being asked as free agency looms, has Zach Parise, the top free agent on the market, played his last game as a New Jersey Devil, a team he was drafted by 9 years ago and has played his whole NHL career with. And I narrowed it down to 5 teams I can see him playing on, including the Devils. Obviously, I definitely included them. One thing I think that will hurt, I think the only thing that can keep him from re-signing with the Devils is their ownership situation. As a team captain, as a homegrown player, I think he wants to stay in New Jersey. This is as close as they've come to winning the Stanley Cup in his time in Jersey. But at the same time, you got to do what's best for yourself. And if the ownership situation and the bankruptcy isn't, taken care of, how can what can they offer you? And but I'm not going to talk terms right now. I'm just going to talk the 5 teams. I can see them starting with the biggest long shot, working its way up. Number 5. The long shot of long shots, the Florida Panthers. I can see it happening on this condition. The Panthers are small fish in a big market. Now, that's a pun with Miami, with the Marlins and all that, but they're small fish in a big market in the South Florida area. The other 3 teams have stars, except Chadwick Josico's star. I'm kidding, but 2 of the 3 teams in Miami have big name stars on them, and to sell really in that. And it's part of the reason Dolphins have struggled is that they don't have a marketable star. And the Panthers, made the playoffs this year, almost knocked out Jersey. Went to double overtime in Game 7 with them. So I think that can definitely, no state taxes in Florida, a great market. If ownership's willing to commit the money, and I heard they're kicking the tires on Sem, it was going to cost you 5. Want to spend the extra 3 and get Parise, a player that's going to play, high level for you, but they're a long shot. Number 4, the one that everyone thinks is a match made in heaven, but just ain't going to work. Minnesota Wild. Look, hometown kid, that never works. Never, ever, ever works. There's a few that have worked, but I don't see it working. I should put Florida ahead of Minnesota. It's an ideal thing. They got some good young players, some cap room, but I don't think. And going back to we're the C in your hometown, that's great. It's just not going to happen, though. I just can't see it happening under any circumstances, really. I honestly think the Minnesota Wild's free fall this year hurt them. Having the best record in hockey at Christmas time, and then plummeting like they did. I think Minnesota still has a bright future with the young prospects they have, but Zach Parise, I don't see being part of it. I'm including them on the list just because I think it'd be a good fit, but I don't think it's going to happen. Number 3, another long shot that kind of makes sense. Carolina. The Hurricanes are talking about spending to the cap this year, and I know they'll be on both Parise and Suter. Whether or not they land them is a different story. I think Rutherford wants a big-name free agent to complement this skilled core. They definitely got to make a home run swing this offseason, whether it be Jordan Staal or Zach Parise. Obviously Parise. Guy like that. The big thing has been uniting the Staal brothers, but I think they definitely take Parise, and I think Parise would be a good fit in Carolina to complement Staal. 2 former Olympians that have played against each other. 2 very, very good players. That'll definitely be a key part of Carolina. Definitely fit in with, Skinner and those guys, too. They'll have a real skilled team that'll definitely compete for the Southeast Division, especially with it being so wide open now. Washington not being, the team it used to be. Number 2, Jersey. Speaks for itself. I already touched on that earlier. Nothing really to talk about. Number 1, the Detroit Red Wings. They got cap room. They compete every year, and they can definitely give him what he needs. An American market, big-time, old-time hockey, in a market that he can thrive in, a system he'd thrive in. I think it'd be a great player to complement Pavel Datsyuk. I think they could definitely sign him and Suter. I think if they get one, they can get the other. And I definitely think as a package deal in Detroit, Detroit's the favorite out west, as usual, for the next 5 years. So that's my top 5. Let me know what you think. I'll talk more in depth as it goes on. That's more of a rough outline, as we're 2 weeks away from 17 days away from free agency. So that's all I got in this episode of the Power Play with CJ. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the offseason and beyond. Later, guys.